Welcome back. It's time to cruise away once more, and we have the biggest news from Princess Cruises in this show. It's just been announced that the very popular and much missed Circle Pacific cruise from Australia is making a return after 10 years on the Grand Princess for June in 2027. I've got more details of that on the way in just a moment. We've also got the details on a fabulous 28-night round Australia cruise on Crown Princess for next October. Now, the great news is both of these have an extra bonus of onboard credit if you've sailed with Princess before. So, let's start by giving you the details of the return of the epic Circle Pacific for June in 2027. Now, this is a whopping 79-night round trip from Sydney on the Grand Princess, where you'll travel across 3 continents, 13 countries, and enjoy the time of your life. Let's start then with a look on board Grand Princess then, shall we? Oh my word, you lucky, lucky people. Princess cruising is fantastic. Now, when you're taking a longer trip like this one, I mean, this is a whopper, isn't it? 79 nights of cruising. This is going to be phenomenal. To and from Sydney as well, which is just brilliant. You want to make sure that your ship has plenty of choice. Plenty of choices of dining, plenty of choices of fun things to do, plenty of relaxing things to do, because you have got nice chunks of sea days in between your ports as you go along. And what an epic journey this is going to be. So you want to make sure that you are surrounded by the very best of everything. Well, Princess Cruises are amazing. They are so, so good. The great thing is you live your life day by day by using their app. You don't need and you don't have to, but it's such a simple way of doing everything. Finding your way around the ship, finding out what's going on, what are the activities that are going on today, how busy are the restaurants right now. The app knows from the technology, because everyone wears one of the medallions, of course. Yeah, Princess is the one where you wear the medallion. That gets you in and out of your stateroom. It charges, you know, things that you want to treat yourself to on the ship and all that kind of stuff. And it just means that, it makes life so easy. Because if you're up on deck and you could be right by the pool in an absolutely plum spot on a lounger, and you think, suddenly fancy a burger and a glass of something. And you think, well, if I leave this lounger now, that's it, I've lost it. But with the app and your medallion, you just order what you want there and then, and it comes to the very lounger that you are lounging upon. How good is that? It's amazing. And on a trip like this, I tell you what, you'll get very, very used to it. You'll get home afterwards and you're like, oh, it's not working anymore. It only works when you're on a Princess ship. You are going to love it, though. You're going to love a great entertainment, of course, in the evening. Most amazing shows. And the other thing about the shows is they don't take up the whole night. You've got live game shows as well that you can either watch or be part of. And more low-key entertainment as well that you can join in with, which is always really, really nice. Right, deep breath, everyone. You ready? 79 nights of cruising, starting in Sydney. First 3 days at sea, and we're over in New Zealand into Auckland. You can take the panoramic views from the Sky Tower here, explore Kelly Tarleton Sea Life Aquarium there for the diverse marine life, and so much more. Then we go to the gorgeous and the very unspoilt Bay of Islands. Now, don't miss Russell. It's the town known as the first capital of New Zealand, and there are lots of very, very authentic experiences that you can have on the Bay of Islands, but this is like sheer New Zealand paradise. Wonderful. 2 days at sea. We're in Suva in Fiji. You can mingle with the locals at the municipal market here. You can find fresh produce and crafts and souvenirs, or if you want a little bit of adventure, there's Orchid Island with the stunning beaches. On to Dravuni Island next. A hike to the island's summits for breathtaking panoramic views, and you can explore the friendly local villages as well, where you can learn about Fijian traditions, which would be a lovely thing to do while here. A day at sea, we are in Apia in Samoa. Now, explore the Maketi Fu, which is the Apia market here, and you'll find handicrafts and souvenirs, and the Immaculate Conception of Mary Cathedral is really stunning. 3 days at sea and we are across to somewhere we all know and love very well, Papeete in Tahiti. The Pearl Museum here would be lovely to go and see because of course this is a very, very famous part of the world for some of the most expensive pearls on earth, and they are beautiful. Find out more while you're there. Moorea is next, where you can go snorkeling or diving in the crystal clear waters, see the colourful coral reefs and the diverse marine species here, and you can visit a local pineapple plantation there as well and get some tasting done. 5 days at sea, we're across to Hawaii, to Honolulu. Bishop Museum and Iolani Place are great places to go. Iolani Place, or Palace should I say, is the only royal palace in the US, so it's well worth seeing. Next we go to Kahului in Hawaii. This is on Maui. And go to the Lau Valley State Park, see the stunning Needle Rocks and Kanaha Beach Park, which is lovely for windsurfing and kite surfing. Try something different while you're there. 5 days at sea, we're across to the USA, into the City of Angels, Los Angeles. The Getty Center is here, of course, and there's a wonderful museum of art there. And of course, you can stroll along Santa Monica Pier or the Hollywood Walk of Fame. A day at sea, and we are at the home of the Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco. Don't leave your heart there because there's a lot more cruise still to come. You can go to Alcatraz from here, of course, which is a fascinating museum these days, and stroll through Fisherman's Wharf. A day at sea, we're up into Canada next, into Victoria. Beacon Hill Park has beautiful landscapes here, and stroll along the Dallas Road for breathtaking ocean views. And if you get the chance, get into Craigdarroch Castle as well, which is very Scottish. Very nice indeed. Next, we're in Vancouver in Canada. Visit Stanley Park here, where you can take really nice scenic seawall paths, lush gardens, and the iconic totem poles, of course, which this part of the world is famous for, being the gateway to Alaska. Talking of which, we're in Wrangell next in Alaska. Charming and beautiful coastal town. Visit Chief Shakes Island here and its collection of totems and tlingit buildings. They're the indigenous population in Alaska. Wonderful, wonderful to have those authentic experiences. Juneau is next, and this is scenic Alaska here with glaciers everywhere. You can hike, you can kayak, or you can just enjoy the fantastic views here. Into Whittier next in Alaska. We don't see this very often at all. This is called the Gateway to the Glaciers. Lots of tours here, wildlife adventures and kayaking experiences. Now, the next couple of days after this, you'll be taking some scenic cruising through Alaska, which is wonderful, through the Yakutat Bay and the College Fjord. And these are the kind of scenes that you will be enjoying. It's all about the amazing scenery around you, and it's all about your cruise ship getting you as close to the action as possible, which I love. Seeing those glaciers carving, enjoying the wonderful wildlife, seeing the salmon maybe, heading up the rivers, all those kind of things you will see as part of your scenic time cruising. Then we have a few days at sea and suddenly we're in Japan, into the capital in Tokyo. See the futuristic streets of Shibuya here, and wander Yoyogi Park here, and go shopping in the very trendy Ginza district. Shimizu next in Japan, the port for Mount Fuji, and you can see it from the Miho no Matsubara Pine Grove and just enjoy the views there. And you can go up Mount Fuji as well, of course, on tours. Osaka is next, which is Japan's third largest city. Great street foods here. Wander the Dotonbori for the Times Square neon-like attractions. And there's the Umeda Sky Building as well, which you can see the whole city from. Beautiful. Next, we head to Kochi, famous for the iconic castle, which goes all the way back to the 1600s. One of the few original castles, actually, in Japan that remain intact. And there are fabulous beaches in this part of the world as well, which are well worth seeing. And of course, the street foods in Japan, amazing. Kagoshima next, which has a pretty impressive aquarium, and the Shirayama Observatory, which gives you, again, great views across the city and across to the Sakurajima volcano. A day at sea, we're in Ishigaki Island next, part of the Yaeyama Islands, tropical paradise here. There are coral reefs. There's the Manta Scramble, where you can go and visit the rays there, swimming around, and so much more. Next, we head to Taiwan, to Keelung, which is the port for Taipei. And Keelung itself is a lovely city, actually, known for its amazing harbour, delicious street food, and a very, very lively atmosphere too. So you've got a few different choices in this port. A day at sea, and we are in Hong Kong, and we're here for 2 days because we have an overnight stay. We're not finished by any means yet. Remember, this is 79 nights of cruising while you're in Hong Kong. Head central for high-end shopping and dining. There's Temple Street, there's night markets as well, which is really, really good. And of course, you've got plenty of time to do the evening as well in Hong Kong. 2 days at sea, we are in Phu My, which is the port for Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And you can see the stunning Notre Dame Basilica of Saigon here. Stroll around the markets for the local handicrafts and great, amazing street food again. A day at sea, talking of street food, Singapore is a great place for this as well. But if you do like your shopping, straight down to Orchard Road because it is your paradise. Endless malls and boutiques to enjoy there as well. Or you might just fancy the Botanic Gardens. 3 days at sea, we're across to Benoit in Bali, in the south of Bali, of course, known for its amazing beaches, water sports, scuba diving. You've got the Nusa Dua beach there, which is brilliant for relaxing and swaying away in a lovely hammock. Gorgeous. 2 days at sea. Here we are getting closer to home at the top end in Darwin, where you can go to the Museum and the Art Gallery of the Northern Territory, learn about the region's history, of course. Litchfield National Park is there with its waterfalls, and you can swim in the natural pools there too. 5 days at sea, we're in Brisbane next. Queen Street Mall for shopping and dining, and if you fancy a little bit of nature, you can hike up Mount Coota for the panoramic views of the city. And of course, you've got the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary there as well. A day at sea, and there we are, 79 nights later, back here in home in Sydney. Wow, wow, and wow again. Just take a little bit of a breath if you don't mind. What a holiday that is. And the great thing is, you have amazing periods where you are at sea. So you do like a bunch of itinerary points, then you have some nice time at sea. And that is really nicely punctuated through this 79 nights. I have to say, if it was a different itinerary every single day, we'd all be so exhausted from all the exploring and the walking and whatever. But the great thing is about having that, you see there is a really nice balance between one and the other as well. So you go do your sightseeing, you have a couple of days at sea to relax, take it in, drink in what you've just done, look forward to what you're just about to do. And this cruise is very, very popular. It's been missing from our lives for a decade now, and this is the biggest ever Pacific Circle to and from Sydney, over 79 incredible nights. If you book this right now, we are promising you the most incredible price tag. And the great news is, if you have sailed before with Princess, you'll also receive up to $1,000 of onboard credit per person just by booking with us here at CruiseAway. 79 nights. Do you want to throw a guess at me at what you think the price might be? I think you've all gone too high. Let's have a little look. It'd be great if I really could hear you, wouldn't it? But I can imagine what you said. That's your price tag. 79 nights of cruising, no fly to and from Sydney, and all of the areas of the world you're covering there. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? This is like, it's like 4/5 of a world cruise, pretty much, isn't it? If you think about it, you are covering a lot of different continents and countries here for a price tag which is amazing. And remember, if you've sailed with Princess before, there's onboard credit coming your way as well, up to $1,000 per person if you've sailed with Princess before. Talk to our team and find out. Talk to our team and find out right now. 1300 411 968. This is a cruise of a lifetime. It's incredible. Now, we'll look at upgrading as well. So if you do want to go up to the balcony or the suite or whatever it might be, there are the prices there for you. Obviously, this is a kind of like a one-off opportunity, if you think about it, to do a big cruise. And think back through your itinerary as well. Just to remind you, we came out of Sydney across to New Zealand, across to Fiji, through the South Pacific, Samoa, Tahiti, French Polynesia, across to Hawaii, through those islands, LA, San Francisco in the States, up through Canada, Victoria and Vancouver, through Alaska, across to Japan, into Tokyo, and then on the way back, we did Taipei, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Singapore, Bali, and then the top end, Brisbane, and back to Sydney. That's one heck of a cruise, isn't it? It's incredible. That's like 79 nights. That's 30, 60. That's 2.5 months, isn't it? That's more than 2.5 months, in fact, isn't it? That's incredible. Do you fancy doing it? I mean, it's one of those things where you just think, this cruise found me at the right time. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those, isn't it? It's not one you go out looking for, but it's one that comes along and you think, well, I've wanted to go to so many of those places. And that's a great way of doing it all in one incredible trip. If you want to talk more about that one, 1300 411 968, talk to our team right now. And I tell you what, with us, you're in very, very safe hands when it comes to booking it.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll-free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
I always want to. It's an absolute given, and if you want to, call our team because they are amazing. They are really, really good. Just referring back to that last Circle Pacific, by the way, the whole 79 nights, we can break down actually into a smaller sector. It's on one of our other shows as well, where you take the first 49 nights of that cruise out to Tokyo, I think it is, and then you stay in Tokyo and then fly back to Sydney. But I don't know, I think it would be so much more fun to do it no fly all the way around. You know, if you're going to do 49 nights, why not 79? Anyway, let's take another very popular journey right now, and this doesn't happen often either actually. 29 nights cruising right around our own shores on Crown Princess on the 7th of October next year from Sydney. Now this is going to be really, really good. This is lovely because we often neglect what's on our doorstep, don't we? You know, we kind of stay local generally, don't we? And it's great. You know, we've got an amazing country. Let's go around and see some of it. Let's talk Crown Princess first though. She is very used, as you know, to doing the longer journeys. And she is amazing. Little bit, you know, by today's cruising standards as well, a little bit more kind of intimate, sort of mid-range size, about 3,000 passengers on board, which for me is about right actually, because it means that the size of the ship is big enough that there's plenty to do and plenty of choices. I don't know what kind of cruiser and holiday maker you are. I don't know whether you're a bit more sit down and stop and you tend to go to the same restaurant night after night after night, or whether you're a bit like me and I'm a little bit I don't know, fidgety, I think. You know, like, I don't know how I'm going to feel for dinner, and I have different wants, you know, every day, and I want to be able to just go, actually, let's try something very, very different tonight. So I do like a nice big choice of restaurants for you. Sometimes you just want grab and go, don't you? Sometimes you just think, I can't make my mind up today, so I'll go to the buffet and I'll find something there. They put together amazing combinations every single day. They even have a gastropub on board as well, and I love gastropubs because they're brilliant. They've got really sort of hearty food. It feels like, you know, it feels like going down the pub really, doesn't it? And just having a really, really good meal of something which is probably naughty, but very, very nice indeed. And remember, if you want to exercise away the naughty, they have got the gym and everything else. If you like to exercise, you can while you're on a cruise. Why anybody would want to, I would never know, but you can. You've got a full fitness gym there as well, and other things that you can get involved with. They have fitness classes as well on board, which is quite nice. That's some of the many activities that they have. If you're more into the more horizontal activities, they do movies under the stars as well, where everyone goes up onto the pool deck and you're on a lounger, blanket over you, big screen, showing a big film or a music thing, or, you know, some big thing on the screen, and everyone sits there and enjoys being on the top deck of a ship, enjoying a film of an evening. It's a fabulous entertainment. There's great parties of an evening. So really your day can be as full or as not full as you want it to be. Are you ready then? 28 nights of cruising our own shores, out of Sydney to Newcastle first, to the coast of New South Wales, swim and surf at Nobby's Beach here, take the Bathers Bay walk, or visit Fort Scratchley while you're here, the Newcastle Museum and the Art Gallery, or maybe just one or two of those things. A couple of days at sea, we're in Melbourne, and the cultural capital, of course. You can wander laneways with its street art and the shopping. The National Gallery of Victoria's here, and you can explore trendy Fitzroy and St Kilda for some shopping. A day at sea into Adelaide, capital of South Australia, of course. Head along North Terrace for the galleries and museums. There's the Central Market there for lots of tasty goodies. We're on the doorstep of the Barossa wine valleys, or you can chill in the Botanic Gardens. I could do all of those, to be honest with you. Albany next after a couple of days at sea. Torndirrup National Park is here in the Gap, and the Natural Bridge if you love dramatic cliffs. Really nice indeed. There's Middleton Beach where you can chill out to as well. Bustleton next. Love it. We're here to seek out the Margaret River wine regions, of course, here. Take a tour to a vineyard maybe, or take the famous jetty train to the underwater observatory and go and see all the marine life there. Fremantle is next, the port for Perth, of course. Or you could just stay in Fremantle and see the Cappuccino Strip, or take a step back in time to the UNESCO prison, which is there as well, which looks very daunting, doesn't it? A day at sea, we are in Exmouth next. Ningaloo Reef is the place to go here for snorkeling and diving. You can swim with the whale sharks. You can visit the Vlaming Head Lighthouse for stunning coastal views and a little touch of history while you're there. Good to pick up a bit of culture on your way round. A day at sea, we are in Broome next. I would love to go to Cable Beach and ride a camel. I just long to ride a camel. I haven't yet done it. I imagine it's quite a fun experience. Or you can head to the Willie Creek Pearl Farm there, and you can go and see the dinosaur footprints, of course. We're doing a bit of scenic cruising through Yampi Sound and the Kimberley coast, through to Darwin, where you can take a hop-on, hop-off bus tour to see the landmarks, or get yourself to Crocodilus Park or Crocosaurus Cove. It's all there. 3 days at sea. We are in Port Douglas, where you can explore the world's oldest tropical rainforest, Daintree, of course. Take the zip line there, have a guided tour, go and see the roos and the koalas. Next, we are heading to Willis Island. This is scenic cruising Willis Island. There's a weather station there on board and lots of blue-footed booby birds. And you can take the binoculars and enjoy your views there. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful place. Lovely sanctuary for the birds. Day at sea, we're in Brisbane, where you can enjoy great food at Eat Street North Shore, taking some crazy golf with cocktails at Holy Moly in Fortitude Valley, or head to the Suitcase Rummage. This sounds brilliant, to see what you can pick up secondhand from the locals. I love the idea of that. And remember, because this is a no-fly, you can do some of that shopping as well and bring it back with you to Sydney at the end of your 28 nights. I love this. I think it's brilliant. I love when we have a no-fly cruise as well, because it means you can buy everything that you want to on the way round. You know, bits and pieces, souvenirs, just things that you've found, new clothes, whatever it might be, and you can bring it all back guilt-free without worrying about being over your baggage limit, because you just get more baggage. That's what you do, isn't it? So if you fancy this, I think I do actually, 28 nights of Crown Princess cruising to and from Sydney, exploring around our own wonderful shores. And if you sailed with Princess before, there's up to $1,000 of onboard credit per person coming your way, all for this incredible price tag. Hang on a second. Hang on, I just saw the number that's coming up. What? That's 28 nights of cruising. That's crazy. And there's onboard spend coming back your way as well, of up to $1,000 each. Holy moly. We were just talking about Holy Moly, weren't we? About playing golf in Holy Moly. I would get on this as quickly as you possibly can. Now, there are departures from Melbourne and Adelaide available on this as well. Just talk to the team, and this same cruise also runs in 2027 on the Grand Princess for a Sydney round trip, or from Sydney to Brisbane. You can do that with a deposit today, so talk to the team if you want prices for that. And if you want to jump in on this one right now, 1300 411 968 is your number. I would be straight on it. What about some Holy Moly upgrades then? Let's go and have a little look for ocean view, for balcony and for suite. Let's check those out. I mean, when you look at the price for the cruise itself, you think, hang on a minute, I wasn't expecting 28 nights of cruise for that. And bear in mind that there's up to $1,000 of onboard spend coming your way. And that's per person, by the way. That's incredible. Okay, be as quick as you possibly can. That's amazing. That onboard spend is great. If you've cruised Princess before, you can take advantage of that. Amazing. And listen, you might be sitting there, you've been flicking through, you've stopped on Gecko, you think, this is nice, we're talking about holidays, but I've never been on a cruise before. Well, here's what you're missing.
When you choose to cruise, you'll experience one of the best value holidays with so much included as standard. Your floating resort will take you to multiple destinations in one trip, where you'll wake up to a new view every day and only have to unpack once. Your ensuite accommodation will have everything you need to feel right at home, with a daily service provided by your personal cabin steward. Around the ship, you'll have the opportunity to take part in various activities, which can include quizzes, dance classes, game shows, movie screenings, lectures, and much more. If that sounds too much, then feel free to relax, unwind, and watch the world go by in a solarium or around one of the pools, or even in a hot tub. If you're cruising with a family, then the little ones will be well taken care of, with a range of kids clubs available for all ages from morning till late. Plus, no matter the age, everyone can have a thrilling time with rock climbing walls, zip lines, water parks, skating, simulators, and even bumper cars. When it comes to food, you'll never go hungry on a cruise, with options available right around the clock. Enjoy fine dining with waiter service in one of the main restaurants, or opt for something more casual in the self-service buffet. There's also snacks and room service available too. And as the sun goes down, that's when the ship really comes to life. Every evening, you'll be spoilt for choice when it comes to entertainment, from Broadway-style shows in the lavish theatre to live music, comedy, karaoke, silent discos, as well as onboard nightclubs, allowing you to dance the night away. So, if you want more holiday for less dollar, make sure you choose to cruise.
Do you know, whenever we watch that piece of film, I always come away with dancing the night away, you say. I'm liking the idea of that. Sounds very nice. I'm more of a nighttime person than a daytime person, which is a nightmare for excursions, but you know. It's great, isn't it? You can break all your own rules while you're on a holiday, can't you? That last 28-night Sydney round trip, by the way, that we were talking about for Crown Princess, we've got another show on at the moment that will break that down into two sectors, actually. It's like a northern and then a southern. So one goes from Sydney and you fly over to Perth for 3 nights, join in Fremantle and then cruise round to Sydney. And then the Southern Explorer, you join Crown Princess in Sydney and then do the Southern right the way round through to Fremantle, stay in Perth for 3 nights and then fly back to Sydney. So if you're interested in those, again, just give us a call, 1300 411 968. Lovely to have your company. Myself and Joe are here 3 times a day on Gecko, 10 in the morning and 1 and 4 in the afternoon, don't forget. So 3 shows a day and more shows than ever right now, and even more on our YouTube channel right now. Just go and search for CruiseAway Australia and you will find them there. So come back and cruise away again very, very soon with us. And whatever you are doing for the rest of your day, do you know what? Have the best one you can. Take care.